Hey everyone, it's Canadian Turtle, and I'm here to share some of my childhood memories with you guys. I'm very excited about this, and if you guys know me, you'd know that I'm the kind of person that loves talking about good times from the past. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite games of all time, Crash Team Racing. It was released back in the PlayStation 1 days. This was the time when cartoony kart racers were starting to turn big, and you had games like Crash Team Racing, Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Speed Punks, and all those games are super fun. But at the end of the day, I ended up spending most of my time playing Crash Team Racing. It's such a fun game, even to today's standards. I think the game holds up pretty well in terms of gameplay and fun factor. You guys won't believe how much time I've put into playing this game. This game sums up so much time from my childhood, and the minute I got home and popped in Crash Team Racing into my PlayStation, I've been playing it non-stop. And I remember when my parents and I went to Zellers to buy some new stuff. My parents were shopping for the usual shopping items, and I was at the electronics section. Every time I go to a store, I always go to the electronics section just to check out all the video games, and I would basically stay there the whole time. And when my parents are done shopping, they'd come to the electronics section to come pick me up. And that was basically the routine every time we went to Walmart or Zellers. I would spend so much time gazing at all the video games and accessories, and I'd check out all the video game magazines. I was just having the time of my life. So anyways, while I was at Zellers that day, I was looking at all the games in the bins where they had the games where the price dropped down to $20. And while I was looking there, I somehow came upon Crash Team Racing, and I just had to get it. I remember seeing the commercial on TV and how cool it was, and I was such a big fan of Crash Bandicoot at the time. I played all the previous Crash Bandicoot games and I loved them. Anything Crash Bandicoot related, I just had to play. I was so happy to see a copy of Crash Team Racing laying there in my hands, and when I went to my parents, they ended up buying it for me. So when I went home, my parents took an afternoon nap, and while everyone was sleeping, I was playing Crash Team Racing for the whole afternoon. I remember being so deeply immersed into the game, I went straight to the arcade mode and played all the racetracks. I didn't take a break or a glass of water or anything because I was so addicted to the whole game. I spent infinite amounts of time playing this game when my friends would come over or when I would go to sleep over at my best friend's house. We'd spend so much time playing Crash Team Racing, and the thing is that I'd always win. I just couldn't lose. That's how hardcore I was with this game. I spent so much time playing all the levels on all the hardest difficulty levels, and I just had so much experience with the game. I love the wacky characters and the amazing level designs and the attention to detail. That's the thing. This game had high quality everywhere, whether it's graphics or gameplay. I think that Crash Team Racing had the definitive kart racing gameplay at the time. And no, I'm not being a fanboy or anything. I truly do think that Crash Team Racing's kart racing gameplay was pretty top notch. You see, a lot of kart racers at the time were very similar to each other in terms of gameplay. They mostly had the power-up items, turbo boosts, and drifting. Crash Team Racing made itself a little bit different by adding the air boost mechanic, where if you jump from a high platform, you get a boost when you land. So if you land on the ground from a very high height, you'll get a very big turbo boost, and when you land on the ground from a lower height, you get a smaller turbo boost. So basically, if you see a bump on the ground, your best bet is to go up to it and hit the jump button, which is the R1 or L1 button, so that you can give yourself a nice turbo boost. The tracks are very well designed, so you'll find places where they'll let you boost a lot, and they also have some nice shortcuts where you'll have a very good advantage if you can get to them. But getting to these shortcuts requires some skill, and that's a good thing because it leaves something in for some of the hardcore kart racing gamers. The whole idea of getting good turbo boosts when landing from a high height, it really adds a lot of depth into the gameplay and makes things feel more exciting and keeps you on your toes. Also, this game has a really good adventure mode. I played through it so many times. Some of the bosses in this game are bosses from the previous Crash Bandicoot games, and all the bosses in the Crash Bandicoot series are just so goofy and lovable, and they all have their own funny quirks and perks, and it's hard not to love them. And I've also noticed that the levels are so unique. Usually when you play a kart racing game, you maybe have 2 or 3 really fun racetracks and all the others seem mediocre or generic. But this game's different. Most of the tracks in this game are so much fun to race in. You may have one or two that may seem boring or generic, but in my opinion, 90% of the levels in this game are pure awesome. They're so colorful, detailed, and have all these different obstacles that really complement the gameplay. Overall, this is a really balanced kart racer. By the way, this isn't me playing. It's gameplay footage I borrowed from Tyrant King 10. I'd like to thank him because I couldn't have made this video without his help. He also has a lot of Crash Team Racing gameplay footage on his channel, so go check it out, and that's all in the description. So if you're looking for a really good kart racer that holds up even to today's standards, go check out Crash Team Racing. It's only $5 on the PlayStation Network store, so if you have a PSP or a PS3, you can buy it. Trust me, you're getting much more than what you're paying for. It's a really good deal. And please leave comments below or leave a video response to on some of your favorite Crash Team Racing memories. I love reading and hearing about them. Thanks for watching.